doves and fish were considered sacred to her. Or doves. Doves and fish were considered sacred to her. Doves as an emblem of the love goddess, and the fish as a symbol of the fertility of life for the waters. See, there we go. So doves represents the love goddess.
And see, I never knew that. I always thought they symbolized spirituality. Symbolize spirituality, although it does make sense because I think they do release. See, they release doves at weddings, but they also release doves at funerals. That's interesting.
And then fish were the fertility and life of the waters, and fish as a symbolic of the fertility and life of the waters. According to a 3rd century Syriac source in Syria and in Uhay, Edessa, the men used to castrate themselves in honor of Terafal. Now, castration.
And they used to do it themselves.
You weren't cool back then if you didn't cut your balls off.
But to do it yourself?
Yeah.
I know guys who are too afraid to shave with a razor.
I mean, dude, people were freaking lining up, freaking castrate other people, man.
Disgusting.
I mean, there was nothing cooler.
Wild. Nothing cooler. Nothing. Come on.
Like
I
you
can
weren't
think
cool.
about 10 things right now.
You weren't cool in Syria
if
if you didn't cut your balls off.
That is so wild. Oh my gosh. So now we should do another poll. Would you cut your balls off for $1 million?
This is today's time. That's not in style now. Okay?
No, I'm asking you for it, but we did it for money. So we were talking about the money.
That's on another episode. That's on another episode.
Continue. That is insane.
But the story of Kronos, don't you?
Okay, so not the story probably that you're about to tell me, because Kronos.
You know who Kronos' father was?
Wasn't it that guy with the
Uranus?
No, we just read about
it. It was Uranus.
I know, but it was just funny because it's like, you know who his dad was. Okay.
But he
just
was.
read about Cronus. Yeah, we just did him. I'm looking at my thing now.
No, you gotta understand something. Kronos was the son of Uranus, but Uranus had a sexual appetite, and he'd run around having sex with all these different women, and it annoyed his wife. So,
I could imagine.
So what happened was Kronos castrated him. Like, it goes all the way back even into the freaking Greek and the Phoenicians, man. Castration has always been there.
There's a guy that looks like Cronus on mine, and I do remember this because we talked about Gaia, but I don't remember it. Uranus,
no.
Uranus being the dad, I thought it was
the blood from his balls dripped into the sea and created sea foam. Okay, and the sea foam eventually, I believe, created Aphrodite. Not possible. It could have been another goddess, but it was Aphrodite. You see, that's kind of weird that it brings that up too, because like here you have the love goddess, and then you have the fish who are symbolic to fertility and life of the water.
Yeah.
I
was just looking about what else we were learning, because I remember, that 8th year is where we were, that AER. What is AER's connection to Cronus?
No,
because
Aeon goes farther. It goes into the Scythians and the Sumerians. And Herodotus was actually doing research on the Scythians. Okay, so and time periods too to find out. We really do need to kind of go back and look at time periods, because I couldn't tell you specifically which came first on a lot of these stories we've been talking about. So,
see, this is what threw me, because we were talking Erebius and Nyx, and then and Cronus. So like we were talking about. Remember, like it was, you say air, it was air, but when I looked it up, it came and pulled up aether, and then it's talking about
AER.
Yeah,
I remember that R.
yeah, that's
air.
why I was, because I knew Cronus was familiar, but it just says that aether was the offspring of Cronus, and Cronus is the god of time. That's right, and then. Yeah, okay, because I had it in my notes. I'm like, I know this name,
See,
but I don't.
You know who Cronus is, don't you?
Yeah, well, the god of time, and then but
well,
you
know who his son is, right?
Aether.
Well, there's it even goes Zeus. Zeus, yeah, he's the son of Kronos, and Kronos was trying to eat all of his children. He was hungry.
What in the heck is this? You understand? And see, stuff like that makes me really weary, because like I know parents that sacrifice their children and their children's children. Like I know parents that'll sacrifice their grandkids, and I can only imagine like where it comes from. Like there is a reason this mentality even today is so dominant or prominent.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I didn't know that though. And I feel like maybe I do from Hercules. It makes me want to go back. You know that cartoon movie Hercules? That was such a good movie. It makes me want to watch it, because I feel like they talked about Cronus being Zeus's dad in there, but it was real brief. It was like in a song or something.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Uh-huh.
Now, according to a 3rd century Syriac, where we just left off right there, from that day to present one. Okay, according to a 3rd century Syriac source, in Syria and in Edessa, the man used to castrate themselves in honor of Teratha. But when King Abgar became a believer, he commanded that anyone who emasculates himself would have a hand cut off. So if you decided to cut your balls off, freaking, they were also gonna cut your hand off. So you're gonna be walking around without freaking balls and a hand missing. All right. And from that day to the present, no one in Urhai emasculates himself anymore.
I mean, like, it's really crazy that the extremity to get people to stop having, hey, you're gonna lose your hand.
I mean,
did they not know that's how you make kids? Like, once you cut off your balls, you make kids.
You don't need your hands after you cut your balls off. I mean, there's just no need for them. Yeah, I mean, what else you need your hands for? Shit, like.
Who needs to eat, or use the bathroom, or
you got another hand. I mean, you got the dirty hand, you got the clean hand. That's the way they lived. You used your dirty hand to do dirty things, and you used your hand to do clean things. Just keep your dirt.
That's already instilled in me. I only use my left hand for, like, I literally use my left hand for everything. The only reason I stopped is because I found out that the left side is the side that you would use. But because I'm right-handed, like, I kind of, you would think that it's opposite. Like, oh, you'll protect your right hand. I mean, you'll use your right hand. But no, I use my right hand to, like, write and stuff. And I can write with my left hand, but I'm not ambidextrous. Both the kids are, but not terrible. And then it's crazy because it's like, I have a clean hand in the day. Like, my left hand does all the dirty work. Like, that's so wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Do you have a clean hand and a dirty hand?
No. I'm multilingual.
Multilingual. Isn't it limbo? Because they're your
lingual.
Lingual is language. I was saying lingual because they're your limbs.
Okay. Let's move on.
Okay.
She is sometimes described as a mermaid/goddess due to identification of her with a fish-bodied goddess at Ascalon. Now, the origin and name Atagatis is seen as a continuation of Bronze Age goddesses. At Ugarit, cuneiform tablets attest multiple Canaanite goddesses. Among them, 3 are considered as relevant to theories about the origin of Atagatis, and that is Atarat, described as Lady of the Sea and Mother of the Gods, then Anat, a war goddess, and then Atart, a goddess of the hunt, also sharing Anat's warlike role, regarded as analogous to Ishtar and Asherah in Ugaritic god lists, and as such possibly connected to love. So Atart is connected to Ishtar.
Right, the god of fertility. That's
right,
wild.
And Ishtar is also Inanna. So you have Atart, and it does say on page 2 of what or page 1 or page 2 of what we're reading that there is influence, Sumerian influence when it comes to a lot of stuff that comes out of that area. So John Day asserts that all 3 shared many traits with each other, and many have been worshipped in conjunction or separately during 1,500 years of cultural history. While the worship of Ashtart and Anat as a pair is well attested, Steve A. Wiggins found no evidence Ashtart was ever conflated with Atharat. He also pointed out that the concept of Atharat, Anat, and Ashtart as a trinity of sorts popularized by authors like Titva, Framer, Kensky, is modern and ignores the role of other deities in Agarit. For example, Shapash. Now, Shapash, is a version of what later became Shamash. And actually, that Shapash has got something to do with something important too, as well as the importance of the connection between Atharat and I, or L.
Are we going to go back to Sharash?
Shapash? Is that the one?
Shapash. I said Sharash.
No, Shapash was a Shapshu or Shepsh, and also Shamshu was a Canaanite sun goddess, and Shamash is actually a sun goddess with the Sumerians, and he is also the son of the son of Enlil, I believe. Now, the weird part about Shamash is he also blends into Mithra actually. But Shamash is maybe a Babylonian god. I'm not sure if he started out as a Sumerian god, but he could have been Babylonian. So he was actually the twin of Ishtar, to be honest.
Who was?
Shamash.
Shamashu.
Yeah.
Shamash and Shamashu. Okay, but it says it's a girl.
No. Wait, let me see that.
Shapshu, Shapshi, and also Shamashu.
No,
Was the
we're
Canaanite
talking
sun
about
goddess?
we're talking about Shapash.
Oh,
Shapash.
oh, not this little bubble that you have pulled up here.
Little bubble. Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's what
went.
I thought we were talking about.
Yeah, it's down here at the bottom, just under origin of name. You'll see.
I see Shapash.
It's pretty interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, hold up. It is
It does
freaking
say
female.
goddess, yeah.
Her most common epithets in the ergatic corpus are NRT, in the Pantheon list, KTU 1. Yeah. All that good jargon.
Yeah, but
Shamshu and Shapsh and Shapshu. It was a Canaanite sun goddess. Yeah.
And then when I read a little bit further, it talks about the correlation to the Phoenicians, but I mean, we haven't gotten over there. The image of, we haven't yet to get there, but yeah.
This is all related to that Assyrian queen, by the way. Just
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, that's some cool stuff.
Mother of the goddess. Mother of the gods. Mm-hmm.
He also pointed out that the concept of Etherot, Anat, and Ashtart as a trinity of sort, popularized by authors like Tikvia, Framer, and Kensky, is modern and ignores the role of other deities in Ugarit, for example, Shapash, as well as the importance of the connection between Atherat and El. Now I'm thinking now El, I believe, is the god that Christians and Jews worship. So if that's an El, it could be an I.
And see, it says Shamashu was the royal messenger of El. Okay.
Shapash. I'll bring it back here. It says Shapshu, Ugaritic, or Shapsh, and also Shamshu was a Canaanite sun goddess. She also served as the royal messenger of the high god El. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's him. I know the statue right there in the picture. Her probable father. Her most common epithet in the Ugaritic corpus are it's the same stuff. Also translated as torch or luminary of the gods by various authors. Great Lady Shapshu, Eternal Shapshu, in the Pantheon list, KTU, and all that, yeah.